DaVinci Resolve,
Premiere Pro,
Film Express,
VidyoPad,
Final Cut Pro,
VSDC.
Avid and all the others. And that's just a few of them. But how are you meant to pick one to kickstart your videographer or content creator career?
That is exactly what we're going to help you with in today's episode. We are going to run through our favorites and we're going to share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So by the end of this video, you will be able to confidently decide which one is for you.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Tips and Tricks. I'm Dan.
And I'm Maiyah.
Before we get into this video, why don't you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, like, comment, keep up to date with all the good shit that we're putting out.
There are so many editing options out there. Honestly, it can be quite confusing. So we obviously will not be covering them all. We're just going to be covering the ones that we've tried and tested and would recommend, because who wants their time wasted with ones that we would not recommend? We're going to start off with the free versions or the free options because there's actually quite a few of them. Okay, so I think we should do a challenge where I have to do each one in a different accent. Please don't be offended by the accents. I do like they're just stereotypical generalized accent versions, so don't cry. So let's start with Australia. Okay, so let's start off with iMovie. iMovie is free on every iPad, Mac, and iPhone. It's really intuitive and simple to use. With a little bit of playing around, you'll have the hang of it in no time. Great for quick, simple edits. You can add effects, transitions, and do some basic sound editing. It's perfect to start off your side hustle. I used it for years making YouTube videos while at uni and working, and it worked great. Some of those videos went to get hundreds of thousands of views, and all of the editing was done on iMovie, so I don't think that's that bad. You know what I mean? Okay, but now the bad. It's not available for Android or Windows. You'll probably outgrow it very quickly if you want to go beyond the basics of editing, so keep that in mind. You also can't add third-party titles. I used to actually have a trick where I would download text I'd created as a PNG and then I would put that on, but you are actually limited in the layers you can add. I think the maximum is 2. So if you've got text, you then can't, have something else over it. So you're quite limited in that aspect. You also can't actually edit vertical videos. You'd have to edit it, rotate it, then export it, then rotate it, and then, no, not rotate it again, just that. You know what I mean? This episode might be really annoying if we just do accents the whole time. Let us know in the comments, because we are just testing things out, you never know. You might really like Australian Maiyah and you might prefer her to English Maiyah. So the verdict for iMovie. No, I'm gonna do the verdict in my accent because this is the serious bit.
Please.
Yeah, please. I can think of it. It is great if you are starting up a side hustle and you just want to know the basics of editing. Editing is more than the capabilities of a bit of software. It's actually learning about the principles of video, like how to use music correctly, how to create a story, how to evoke emotion. There's a lot more to video than what a specific type of software can do. Creating a good video can be done on a really cheap, easy, free software. You can still get the message that you want to across as long as you learn the foundations of creating video, of storytelling, which you can do on iMovie. If you are a videographer, however, I would say no, this is not for you. I think it's far too basic and I think you'll outgrow it really quickly. So it's great to just kind of start off, but I think the next option will be much better for you.
Okay, so next up is DaVinci Resolve, the free version. One of the best points about this free version of DaVinci is you get a lot of free professional quality features and that with it. In terms of what you get for a free package, this is kind of up there because you're able to use pretty much all of the professional features that you would in the free full version. That's a massive plus. It's really good to get to grips with something that's going to be a little bit more professional, which will have more long-term longevity. Bad, it has a bit of a steep learning curve in comparison to iMovie, not necessarily to Premiere Pro. I think it's actually more intuitive, but in comparison to the other free software out there, it is a lot more advanced, so you'll be spending more time learning it. But bear in mind, it is capped and it's got limitations on GPU acceleration hardware. It's not going to run as smoothly, but I don't think that would be an issue if you're editing 1080p 4K footage. Just be prepared to wait a little bit longer for render times, and if you've got a lot of like color and stuff on it. One of the things that I really struggle with the free version is that you can't export any higher than 4K, and obviously most people shoot on 4K nowadays. You are limited on some of the special effects and more high-end stuff like noise reduction and motion blur. A big one for us, which is why we pay for it, is the fact that you don't get to have the collaborative feature. We all work very close together off a centralized NAS, and the fact that we can all be on one project at the same time is the most important thing for us. Bear that in mind if you are going to be working with multiple people at the same time off a big NAS hard drive on 8K footage. So if you're just looking to make smaller social content for your business, no elaborate productions, then this probably isn't the right option for you. You're probably better off going with the other options like iMovie. But on the other hand, if you're looking to get into videography, content creation, you know, something bigger as a side hustle, then this is by far, in my opinion, the best option for you. There's a lot of stuff you don't get within the free version. This is a great way to get a little taster, to know that you're investing your money correctly. Go DaVinci. Whoop whoop. Okay, now on to the paid stuff. And another top pick for me, DaVinci Resolve Studio. Set you back about $299. It's not too bad for a professional grading video editing suite. As we mentioned before, the ability to have collaborative projects is a big one for us. That's a massive plus. It's a one-time purchase. You pay once and you get lifetime upgrades forever. You can download it digitally on Apple Store. You can also buy it as a dongle, which I've got a dongle version, which means you can kind of take it anywhere. So rather than buying multiple licenses, if you're hopping from machine to machine or multiple edits across different companies, just take your dongle with you, stick it in, and you're good to go. Probably one of the biggest reasons to upgrade is the speed and the ability to optimize all the GPU and processor. So obviously, like we said before, you're capped on the free version. I don't know why they would do that. Maybe so you upgrade. Very clever. And the bad, I can't really give any bad inputs. The one that Maiyah suggested is a steep learning curve. That's only if you're coming from something like iMovie. In comparison to Premiere Pro or Final Cut, I actually think it's more intuitive. It would actually be harder going from DaVinci to Premiere rather than coming from Premiere to DaVinci. So not necessarily a negative, but if you're just starting out, it might be. But I can't really think of any negatives. It's software that I love to use. I started on Avid originally. I've done Premiere Pro, Final Cut, I've done all that shebang, and DaVinci is the one that stuck with me.
Next is Premiere Pro. So there's actually different pricing options depending on the subscription you get, but it's basically a subscription pricing program. They have student options and then they have normal options, business options, stuff like that, but it is a subscription, it's not a one-time fee. I would say it's a pretty seamless move from iMovie. I mean, there's definitely a learning curve, but I didn't think it was that bad compared to when I tried DaVinci. I felt like it was a bit of a steeper learning curve to DaVinci, but Premiere Pro I found a little bit easier. It's definitely worth, if you have a subscription anyway, for things like Photoshop, InDesign. If you're using all of those, then you might as well use Adobe. It just kind of makes sense. And it's a great natural progression into more professional videos. It's also professional grade, so universities use it. I know the university I used to go to and work at, they have it as an option when you're learning how to edit, along with DaVinci and Final Cut Pro. But if you want better, more responsive custom animations, you should definitely check out Viddyoze, where you can create your own. Viddyoze is a platform where you can literally add an image, add your logo, tweak the colors, tweak the audio, bish bash boom. It was 3 clicks, but now it's a few because we've made it more, what's the word? Even more customizable than before, so check us out. Link is always in the description box. Adobe is also really, really popular, so there's loads of tutorials online. YouTube is just filled with tutorials, so if you are struggling, just check out YouTube, you know? Place to be. That's why I'm here. Now the bad. I would say it is not worth it if you are just a small business and you're just trying to create your own content, or you're just a content creator that's making little videos here and there. It's not worth tying yourself into subscription. You're better off just using a free option. I don't think it's worth it for that. My verdict would be that I do really like Premiere. It's what I've learned on. I did struggle at first. There was definitely a bit of a learning curve for me, and I actually started using it and then stopped using it because I was like, oh, this is really difficult. But I like it, but I might start using DaVinci because the guys use it at work, so it makes sense for me to use it too. It's worth mentioning Final Cut Pro. It's actually meant to be a more seamless transition from iMovie to Final Cut Pro because they were both created by Apple, so that would make sense. It will set you back around £299 or $299, but I've heard nothing but good things about it, and again, they do use it at universities and it's meant to be great. I haven't used it, but Dan has.
I have.
So would you recommend it?
Yeah, I would. I've not used it for a while, but when I did use it, it was pretty good. Like I said, it's Apple exclusive. I didn't say that, but it is Apple exclusive. Recently, they've started upgrading it, so it's aimed at a lot more professional users. It is very intuitive, so you can pick it up and learn. Yeah, it's a good option, but I'd still recommend DaVinci. Sweet.
Thank you for watching today's video. The basic rundown of what we've said this whole video is that if you want to be a content creator or if you're a small business that then I would stick to free options like iMovie, and then maybe as a content creator, if you want to progress into a role like I do, where I do edit quite a lot of videos, then move on to Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro. And what would you say?
Sorry, there was some logic to that madness. It looks like a Beastie Boys video. Yeah, DaVinci, good all arounder. Free version's top, gives you a little gateway into paid version. If not, iMovie, best bang for your buck because it costs you nothing.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, leave a comment down below, and hit the notification bell, and we will see you next time.
Thank you very much. Peace.